It's nice to shut down, relax a little bit. Okay? Awesome. So everyone close your eyes and let's focus on our breathing for a little bit. Okay? On my count, when I say breathe in, and out. So in, out. Breathe in, out. Breathe in, out. One more. Breathe in, out. All right, I think most people here know a lot of their Poomsaes. Let's all go back to everyone's first or second Poomsae. Can we go to Poomsae 1? If you don't know it, go to Poomsae Beginners, okay? Try to do it in your head and let's see how that goes. Ready? And go. Ha!
Ha!
All right, awesome. And everyone, one last deep breath in and out. Good. You can open your eyes. Let's all go stand up. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna get started with a lot of our warm-ups today. A lot of energy from you guys. That's what I'm gonna do. Everyone, stand up.
Sir.
And Kimlin. Nice job. Let's get started with jumping jacks. 1, 3, set, 넷, 다섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉,
Okay,
열.
awesome. Jump forward and back like this, okay? 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉,
Good.
열.
Slightly more confusing one. Out. Crisscross. Out. Crisscross like that. Okay. Good. 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Nice. Master Kenneth and I were doing that very in sync today. Good. Hands together. Go all the way up. Nice big stretch of your belly like this. 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Turn to your left side. All the way. Nice big stretch here. Master Kenneth is gonna count.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉,
Good.
열.
And turn to the other side. 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Then everyone, hands all the way up. Go all the way down. Don't bend your knees. That's cheating. And 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good. And twist your toes a little bit. I know my back's gonna crack a lot. That's because I'm starting to get old. That's gonna make some people out there a little mad that I said that, but yes, I feel old.
Everything's relative.
Good. And then now, legs open like this, nice and wide, and push your knees out with your elbows. 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Up we go. And then watch me here. Push out your right shoulder and face your left side like that. Okay? And that's okay. Let's do it.
둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Good. And face the other way now. 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, we're going to be using our legs a lot, so we're going to stretch those guys out today. Everyone, on your bums like this. Actually, up and down. Hopefully, everyone can see my toes. And hands up. And go all the way down. Touch your toes. And here's an important thing today. Don't just do that. Don't just use your arms. I want you guys move your body down. I'm not too flexible anymore, so what I want to see is your shoulders all the way down towards your knees like this, okay? So nice and low. 1, 2, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, nicely done, everyone. Bounce your knees up and down again. grab your, oh actually let's do this. Take your left foot up, put it all the way across like this. Your other hand, all the way turn towards your back. Let's do this.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Good, and cross your legs the other way. Everyone's looking super pretty now. And 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Good, good. And then now, pick your favorite leg, doesn't matter which one. You're gonna pick it up all the way up to your chest, give it a nice big hug. Don't worry, we're gonna do the other leg too, so they're not gonna be too sad. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good, grab your favorite leg all the way up and up towards the sky here. Okay, Master Kenneth?
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉.
Good, nicely done. And then grab your other leg and give it some love too. You got two legs, you gotta love them both. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You'll grab your leg again. Go all the way up. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. And I bet you here's one thing not all of you missed from class. Splits, please. Good, nice big splits. Master Kenneth and I might be embarrassed here. So let's go start with some sitting splits all the way as wide as you can. Hands up, and I want you guys to reach towards your left side, all the way down to your toes. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Up you go towards the other side, and Master Kenneth.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Good, and hands up, almost done. All the way forward like this. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Nicely done. And go slowly back in, bend your knees, bounce your knees up and down one last time. And we're gonna get started. So everyone remember that little thing I asked for you to grab at home? Go grab it now. Master Kenneth and I are gonna grab ours, okay? And we grab our own. Good. So if you're feeling a little more adventurous today, you guys can make it stand out like this or any which way. Make a taller one. It might make it a little bit tougher for you. If you don't want to be jumping that high or it's a little too high for you, you can lay it down like that. I'm going to do it like that because I'm pretty sure later on it's going to fall over. Okay? Awesome. So the first exercise we're going to do, I want to give you guys 10 seconds with my speaking here to go grab it still. The first exercise we're going to do, you're going to take both of your feet like this. You're going to stand on one side of the little obstacle, then 10 times super duper fast. You guys are going to go jump over to the other side, then again, like that, super duper easy, okay? But here's the thing, when you guys jump, I don't want you guys landing on your whole foot like this. That's not good. I only want you guys, get closer, Instructor Justin. I only want you guys on the ball of your feet, okay?
So heels off the ground, basically.
Yeah, heels on the ground. Make sure you bend your knees, and as soon as you touch the ground, you're gonna jump back up each time. See, I'm not waiting at each jump, okay? So everyone ready? We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, 10 times, go! 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Good! Nicely done, everyone. That's good. Okay, the next one we're gonna do, a little bit tougher here. We're gonna do 10, but each time with one leg. So a little bit tougher here. If you can lower it. So you're gonna go 1, 2, oops, don't step on it like that. 3, 4, all the way up until 10, okay? Let's start off with your left leg, everyone up, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice, good job. That's a little tiring. Grab your other leg. Again, you gotta show love to both of them. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nicely done. Relax your legs a little bit. Whew. I'm starting to work up a little bit of a sweat, okay? Here's another thing you guys probably don't miss from class. Burpees, okay?
Oh, here we go.
Yes, burpees are a ton of fun. You're going to do your push-up, jump up, and then jump over. Push up, jump over, okay? So you guys have 5 seconds to take a break. We're gonna do 10 burpees. All on our own. Master Kenneth and I will go on our own time, okay? So you count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Jump over burpee. That's 1 for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh, Master Kenneth beat me there. Very good job to him. Very good job to you guys for doing that. I want to give you guys 5 more seconds to complete it at home. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job.
5 seconds.
Okay, so the next one we're going to do, we're going to give your arms a little break. You're going to stand both of your legs on each side here. This one's a ton of fun, okay? It might be a little bit tougher for some of you guys, but I just want you guys to give it a try, okay? So you're going to jump over, spin around, land on both of your legs here, okay? Jump over, spin around, turn the other way. So I just want you guys to jump, spin, land on both of your legs, okay? We're only going to do 10 in total. You guys can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. You have 5 seconds to finish it at home. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna get back to the burpees one. I'm sorry. It's gonna be sit-up burpees, okay? So you're going to do a sit-up like this, pick yourself up, jump over, and then do it all over on the other side. Let's do 10, okay? I promise you it gets easier from here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go! Sit-up burpees, jump super fast. Here's a little known fact. Instructor Justin had a lot of trouble with this on his black belt test. I got very tired. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna give you guys an extra 10 seconds to get this done at home. 5. What? I don't know how to count anymore, apparently. Now starting from here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, guys. I'm gonna give you guys the toughest one of all now. Are you ready at home? This one's gonna be super tough. I'm not sure if I can even do it, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1. You're going to go for a quick water break. So we're done right now, okay? Awesome, everyone. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Come back. We're going to do Poomsae, okay? Ta-da! Poomsae. See you in a little bit. Let's get started. Cool beans. Hello, everyone. Again, we're back. We're gonna get started with Poomsae. And I bet you a ton of you guys miss this at home. I love Poomsae. It's a ton of fun. If you don't, keep on going through it because it's gonna help you a lot in the long run. Right? So we're gonna run through all of the Poomsaes from Poomsae Beginner up until Poomsae 3. We're gonna do it one time with me explaining a couple things, and then another time on Master Kenneth's. Okay? So let's get started with Poomsae Beginners, everyone. I'm gonna stand right here in the middle. Oh yes, sorry. As I kind of is gonna be right here in the middle. I'm gonna be speaking about the Poomsae as we do it, okay? Awesome. So everyone, Poomsae always starts with a good charyot and chungmei, right? So charyot means attention. Don't forget that when you say chungmei, you bow. When you do bow, I want your shoulders to go down too. This is not a bow. Don't go too low too. I don't want you guys to hit your knees. So very good bow. I don't want you guys to go too low. Just like that. Okay? Awesome. And then the first stance we do, again, chumbi sogi, is when I say chumbi. So you're going to move your left leg to the side and bring your hands from down here all the way up to your chest. Then when you get up to your chest, you're gonna turn them around and close them as you get down, okay? So it's like picking up a puppy, then dropping the puppy. Some of my students in class know that. So you pick it up and then you drop it, okay? Awesome. And then we're gonna start with Poomsae 1. The first one we're gonna do, Poomsae Beginner is the first move we're gonna do, is low block, walking stance, hana. Easy peasy. And third, you're gonna take a step forward and punch. Second, you're gonna turn around. Make sure you guys notice that, right? Master Kenneth used his front leg to turn all the way around. I know a lot of you guys have had some trouble with the turning around. So when you turn around, pick up your front leg, go all the way to the other side, and then it becomes your front leg again too, okay? And third, set. Good. Next. 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. And here, everyone, pay attention. When you finish your Poomsae, I want you guys to kick, and when you land, kick and punch at the same time. That's really important. I never want to see this. Kick, down, ha! No good there, okay? Ready? Hana! And top twist for you, those at home. Which leg are we gonna move over here? If in class you guys said your left leg, you're correct. So you're gonna move your left leg all the way back to Jumbi Sogi. You go back into the Jumbi position and we say Shok. We're gonna relax, bow, and you can stand at ease. Nice job, everyone. And nice job, Master Ken. Big claps at home and everything. Good. Now I'm gonna do it on my own time. You guys get to watch, okay?
셋,
Set.
끝내. Poomsae 준비. On your own time, beginner's Poomsae. 시작! 하나, 시작.
Nice job, everyone. Good. Let's get back here. We're going to do Poomsae 2. Poomsae 1 now, okay? Awesome. So, an easy trick to remember for Poomsae 1. You guys know in Poomsae 1 we move forwards and backwards and also side to side. You guys have known that. Big thumbs up, I hope. So, an easy way to remember the stances here. So, two stances in Poomsae 1. You have your walking stance. Can you go back? I'm going to show this. You have your walking stance and then also your big stance, okay? An easy way to remember when to do them is when you're moving sideways in Poomsae Beginners. Poomsae 1. You're going to do walking stance, right? All the time. Whenever you're going forwards or backwards, you're going to use big stance there, okay? Awesome, sir. Let's get started with Poomsae 1 on my count. Ta-da!
Sir.
Hyungnae. And 준비. So, on my count, try to follow along. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. Here, move your front leg all the way to the front, and you're going to do a big stance now, okay? Hana! 2, set, 넷, good. 5, move your front leg again. You're gonna go towards the front. Hana! And then when you move back towards the side, you're gonna move your back leg, okay? 3, set, 넷, 5, 6. Good. And notice we're going backwards, so we're gonna do a big stance and ilko. Haro. Move your left leg back. And we're done these. Show. Nice job. Nice job. So I'm gonna do it on my own time. You guys try to follow along, okay? 2, set.
네. 제 준비. 제국 1장 on your own time. 시작. Sure.
Awesome. We're gonna move on to Poomsae 2 now. Good job, everyone. You're doing A-okay. Awesome. That's okay. I'm just gonna run through it. Everyone, check out. 동네. And 준비. All right. Starts out like Poomsae 1, but then this time you're gonna do a big stance on the second move. All right? 하나, 둘. Here's the first big stance, step forward and punch. And 3, set. And now you're gonna face the front now. You're gonna do middle blocks, okay? 하나, step forward, one more middle block. Then you're gonna use your back leg to turn to the side again. 3. And then next move is kick, big stance, and face punch. 하나, 3. Set. Nicely done. And then from here, you're gonna move your front leg again. You're gonna face towards the front. Head blocks now. Now. And 3. You're gonna. This one freaks a lot of people up. So use your back leg, turn all the way around. Good. And then from here, you're just gonna pivot your legs and then turn to the other side. Now. Good. Move your back leg, 3, all the way to the back. Nice job. And the last 3 moves, kick, punch, 하나, 3, 셋, 바로. And show. Nicely done. Good job. Okay, we're gonna run through Poomsae 2, this time on my count. On my own time. Let's hope everyone can see.
둘, 셋, 넷. 제 준비. 제국 2장 on your own time. 시작.
I slowed that down so you guys can see.
바로. Sure.
Good. And the last Poomsae we're going to do for today, Poomsae 3. Okay? Now the move at the start starts off kind of the same, but then as soon as you do the kick, make sure this is fast. You want to try and finish this double punch in the time of one move, okay? Awesome. So, tada!
셋.
동네 준비. Poomsae 3. Try to follow along. Hana! Turn. Set. Now. Okay, from here you're going to move your front leg facing the front, and this is going to be a knife hand strike to the neck, okay? And hana! Third. Set. Now a new stance for everyone, if you haven't learned it yet. Back stance. I want most of your weight on your back leg. Then make an L your feet like that, and then 1, 2.5 feet of distance there. Okay? Third, you're gonna shift into a big stance and punch. Set, you're gonna pivot, go towards the other direction, and hana. Third. Now this time, just like Poomsae 2, you're gonna do 2 middle blocks facing the front. Set. And then now, turn around again, but this time you're gonna do the same thing like at the start of Poomsae 3. Hana! So that's a low block, third, kick, double punch, big stance. Set. And kick, double punch, and big stance. We're gonna finish the Poomsae off with 4 moves, 2 low block punch, and then 2 low block kick punch. Kick low block punch. Okay? Hana! Third. Set. Now.
Ha!
Aro. And choke. And everyone. We're gonna do one last time. Oh, yes. One more time. And on my count. Try to follow along. Cookings.
셋,
Set.
끝내. Poomsae 준비. 대국 3장 시작.
Here, 2 neck strikes to the front. Two head blocks. Oh, sorry, 2 middle blocks. My fault there. And from here, turn around. Just like the start of Poomsae 3.
하나. 자.
Nicely done, everyone. That's our Poomsae for today, okay? So, everyone, let's go for a quick 2-minute water break, and then come back. We're going to do the rest, some sparring techniques, okay? Awesome. Hooray! See you guys in 2 minutes.
Okay, everyone, let's come back and let's continue with sparring today. I'm going to be leaving this one, so stand on my head. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we're going to continue from where we left off yesterday. So let's quickly review what we talked about last class. So yesterday. So what we went through is moving in the 4 basic directions. So moving forward, backwards, and side to side. So the movements for moving forward and backwards are simple. Whichever direction you are moving in, that leg goes first. So if I'm moving forward, my front leg goes forward, and then my back leg comes in. When I want to move backwards, my back leg goes back, and my front leg goes. Right? But when you're doing it fast, it's less of a step, and it's more like a push. So we're going to go through that, right? The 4 basic directions first. Right? Let's start with forward and back a few times, okay? So I say 1, let's go forward. I say 2, let's go back. From here, my step should be, so start bouncing up and down, keep your weight, right? Light, right? Keep your body light and moving. Okay, ready? 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, very good. Now let's quickly review again left and right movements. All right, so when I want to move to my left leg is going to go, then my right leg is going to go. When I want to move to the right, my right leg is going to go, then my left leg is going to go. So this doesn't change even if you have a different leg in front. So I did that with my left leg in front. Let's change it around. If I have my right leg in front, same thing. I want to move left, still left leg goes first. I want to move right, still right leg goes first. All right, so as long as you follow that rule, it will be okay. So let's try this, right? So from fighting session B, ha! I'm going to say left or right. When I say left, you move left. When I say right, you move right. Okay, so let's do a few in your left stance, and then we're going to do a few in your right stance. Okay, ready? So from here, ready, move right, 1. Left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. Okay, very good. Hopefully you can follow along. Shake out your legs, catch your breath. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do today, we're going to teach you a new movement, which is the front leg movement. Okay, because when we attack with our back leg, there is not much of a footwork movement involved. You just kick from on the spot, right? You do a footwork first, and then you do the kick. But when you kick with your front leg turning kick, unless you're kicking right away, oftentimes you want to move forward, right? So the front leg movement, right, we can call it a skip step almost, because it's like you're skipping forward. You're going to bring your back leg in. I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see my feet actually. So you're going to move your back leg into your front leg. You're going to pick up your front leg, the turning kick position, and kick. So you draw your leg in and pick up your front leg. Okay? So the best way to understand this movement is to start in a bigger stance and to lean a little bit on your front leg first. Because this is where your weight should be. And when you bring your back leg forward, that's where your weight is going to be still. So from here, my weight is on my front leg. But when I bring my leg up, my weight is now on my back leg. But my back leg is where my front leg was. So basically your weight is in the same place, if that makes sense. Right? So let's try this movement a couple times, slowly first. So I'm going to show you the side view, which I just showed you the front view. Right? So it's going to be back leg, then front leg, pick it up in the turning kick position for practice today. Ready? So let's try a little faster. 1, 2, and come down. Again, ready, faster. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to speed it up, right? So the highest level of speed for this movement, instead of doing those two movements separately, you're going to try to do them at the same time. So instead of going 1, then 2, if you kind of skip forward, hence the name skipping, right? You kind of lift up your leg at the same time as you throw your back leg forward. It's like throwing your hips forward, which looks like this. It's like a skipping movement, except you pick up your leg, right? So let's watch this again, right? If you move both legs at the same time, it looks like 1, right? Another way to think about it is you're replacing your front leg with your back leg, and you're bringing your front leg up straight away. So it's 1 before you come down. Okay, so this one's a little bit hard to get the hang of. So if you feel like you're a little unsure of it, that's okay. You can still go 1, 2. That's still okay. It's still valid, right? It still works. But eventually you want to get up to that speed of same time. Okay? So let's do this a couple of times. All right, let's start with your start with your left leg in front. I'll show you the side view, just to show the front view. Ready from here? Let's go by my count. Ha, ha. 2, ha. 3, ha. 4, ha. 5, ha. From here, let's change your stance. Do the other. Okay, ready? Same idea. Pick that back leg up and bring your front leg up. Ready? Ha, ha. 2, ha. 3, ha. 4, ha. 5, ha. Very good. You can shake out your legs, catch your breath. Okay, so guys, something I want you guys to realize is that you don't just have to do one kind of footwork at once. right? So this is where your creativity comes in, right? In an unpredictable situation, right, like sparring, you can't just move in one direction. You can't just do one thing only, right, and expect the same result, right? So in a situation where I'm sparring with Instructor Justin, I'm not only going to charge and only move forward, but I'm not also always going to retreat. There needs to be some variety, right? I can't do the same thing every time or I'm going to become predictable. So sometimes when I'm facing Instructor Justin, I'm sparring, I might move forward, I'm going to move back, I'm going to go sideways, forward, back. I'm going to go front leg, then forward. I'm going to go forward, then do front leg. Right? So I want you guys to get used to having a bit more creativity with your footwork. So we're going to take 30 seconds. Right? You're going to try and, for lack of a better word, play around with your footwork. So this time, use your creativity. I want you to imagine that you have someone in front of you. Imagine you have an opponent in front of you. Right? So this is image training, if you guys don't know what that is. Right? You're going to imagine your opponent, right? And imagine them reacting to your movements. All right? So, right, when you're sparring your imaginary opponent, you're going to use your footwork. Right? So how are you going to reach them? You're going to move forward and you're going to kick. You're going to move back and you're going to counter. You're going to attack with your front leg. You're going to follow up. But I want you to try to use that footwork and try to use it in different ways. Right? Imagine your opponent. Because right now, we can't give you a real opponent. You can't spar anyone for real. Because of social distancing. Okay? So, what we have to do, I want you to imagine your opponent in your head. Right? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to imagine an imaginary opponent in front of us. And we're going to practice our footwork. Practice moving in, moving out. Practice moving in and out. Right? And try to use our footwork in creative ways to attack and counter. Right, so we're going to do this for 30 seconds. Right? So for fighting stance should be ready? Ha! Ready? She jump. Ha! 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 Okay.
Nice fighting.
So some of the examples we showed in there, we did some advanced things that we didn't really talk about. For example, we used the concept of faking. So we pretended to kick, we pretended to move, but we didn't actually move. That's something we're going to talk about a little later on. But generally speaking, I want you guys to focus on your movements. Focus on moving in, moving out, moving side, using your front leg, moving back, right? And getting that timing right. Okay, so hopefully you guys are able to do that in the comments. Do that at home. So if it's working for you guys, do let us know, okay? We want some feedback. Okay, so from this point, let's get a quick water break. We're going to come back and apply our footwork to Good job, guys. Okay, guys, let's come back and continue with the class. Okay, so far we have talked about moving forwards, backwards, sideways, and kicking with our front leg, advancing with our front leg. Right? So far we have all done that from one stance. So sometimes when we're moving around, right, we want to be able to switch which leg is in front. Right? So we don't always fight with the right leg behind. We don't always fight with the left leg behind. Because then, you know what, it limits our options, right? If I only fight with my left leg in front, I can only kick with my front leg, right? I can only kick with my back leg with my right, right? But if I can fight with this side, I have left leg, front leg, I have back leg, front leg. I have right leg, front leg. I have back leg, left leg, right? So this gives me more options. You have to be flexible on both sides, right? So that's one thing we already know we should do. But then, how do we apply that to footwork? Right? We don't just stay in the same stance. Sometimes when we're shifting in a stance, we can change our stance as we do our footwork. So we're going to give you some basic examples of how to do that. Right? The most basic example is switching your legs right before you move. So from here, right, the first one, very simple. You guys are gonna switch your leg, you're gonna shift forward, right? And then you're gonna kick. So for example, right, if I was facing Instructor Justin, right, and I'm here, ha, ha, I make him think I'm gonna do my back leg. Or I'm gonna switch, then I'm gonna do my front leg instead, right? So I'm gonna throw him off and do something he doesn't anticipate, right? So the first one we're gonna do, let's do exactly that. Let's actually do that. So we're gonna switch our legs, and then we're gonna do front leg movement and line forward. We'll start with that one first, and then we're gonna show you guys a few more advanced ones before we move on. So far, this is still pretty doable, right? From here, right, try to switch your legs the moment you land, come forward. Right, try to have no pause. Okay, ready? Now, ha! Back, now you have the other leg. Ready, other side. 2, ha! 7, ha! 9, ha! 10, ha! Yes, ha! Very good. Okay. So the first one was switching your legs before you move. Now, we're going to use that sidestepping example and show you guys how you can switch your legs while you step. So this involves moving your front leg. So you're gonna watch this carefully. So right now, I have my right leg in front of me, I have my left leg behind me. So when I go to the side, I can go this way if I wanted to kick with my back leg. But what if I wanted to kick with my front leg? If I go this way first, I have a little less power to do that with my right leg. I still can, but let's say I wanted to kick harder. What I would do, I'm going to move my feet in basically what amounts to a triangle. So what that means is my front leg is on this point, my back leg is on this point. I'm going to move my back leg beside my front leg. Sorry, I'm going to move my front leg beside my back leg, then move my back leg to the side. So my legs are moving in what looks like a triangle, if you guys can see. Okay, I'm going to start on one edge of the mat, and we have my leg here. So look, it's going to be side and front. Okay? So triangle. Ready? Step to the side, bring it forward. Okay, so let's keep going with this. Ready? It's going to be 1, 2. Let's try that a few times. Ready? So front leg back, forward, right? And go back. 1, and go back. 2. So you can do it with a little bit of a hop to give them more speed. 3. Okay, and now the next one we're going to do is the other direction. So let's have right leg back, left leg in front. You're going to step 1, 2. So it's going to be 1. Ready? 1. Again. 2. 3. 4. 5. Very good. Okay, so let's show you the application of how to do this. So, the Instructor Justin is here. Let's say Instructor Justin wants to kick with his right leg towards me. I'm going to shift to the side, and now my back leg is hit. Right? So, once again, what I was showing you earlier is if I move my front leg and keep it in front, right, I can put in less power and I'm going to be a little further away. I can't really move forward that way unless I go and then I go front leg, which is a little slower. Right? So I'm going to switch my legs as I step, which becomes 1 and then 2 right away. Okay, so let's break that down slowly again. It's 1, 2, and then regular turn, you keep moving forward from here. Okay? All right, so the reason why we do sidestepping, guys, think of it like a shortcut. Right? So when we do counters, the most basic one we do is we move back to avoid, and then we come back in to attack. So that takes a little bit extra time. Moving away, coming back in, that's a little bit longer, and we're ending up further away. But if I move to the side, right, I'm actually closer to my opponent, even though I'm avoiding them. Right? So this is one of the advantages you can try with sidestepping, is so that you don't have to spend so long moving forward to counter. All right, so hopefully you guys can start playing around with that. So the footwork that we introduced today, let's review. We covered forward, back, side to side, right? And now we covered side switch and side switch. And lastly, of course, front leg turning kick, right? So with these movements, right, you guys should have a general grasp of how to move in sparring fairly well. So if you practice these movements, it's going to become a little bit easier to, right, to do these things, right, to be able to move quickly and effectively, right, to set up your kicks. So what we're going to do today, I believe, as I said, are we still doing that, the sparring game? Are we doing that or no?
No time for that.
Yes, sir. Okay. So otherwise, what we're going to do today is, okay, let's go through each of those a few times just to recap what we've done. So the first thing we're going to do, let's go through forward and backward a few more times. So let's go through and see what we can do. Remember, right? Push forward, push backwards. Let's do a few of each, and then we're going to move on to the matchup. Ready from here? Ready. Forward. Now. Third. Ha. Set. Let's go backwards. Now. Third. Set. Here we forward again. Now. Third. Set. Backwards. Now. Third. Set. Very good. Let's cover left and right movement again. Ready? So move right. Ready? Now. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Okay, this time let's switch our legs and then we'll do it with the switch. Right? So remember, the movement is 1, 2. Right? Ready? Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Very good. Let's cover again that front leg movement also before we continue. Right? So, front leg turning kick, ready? Come up and come down. Ready? Left leg in front first. Now. Ha. Third. Ha. Set. Ha. Next. Ha. Hasa. Ha. Change legs. Ha. Now. Ha. Third. Ha. Set. Ha. Next. Ha. Hasa. Ha. Very good. From here, we're going to move on to leg.
All done.
Sir.
Very good. This is our mat chat. We are talking about benefits of sparring. Some of you probably haven't sparred before. If you just started Taekwondo, but some of you have done some sparring, and you probably know what we're talking about. If you know benefit of sparring, type in. I want to know how much you know about sparring, and then I'll have instructors to say a few words, and myself I'll say a few things about benefit of sparring. There are so many benefits. Maybe we won't be able to cover all the benefits, but we'll do a few of them. Self-defense. Yes. Anyone else know something about sparring? Type in. All right, our Master Kenneth, Instructor Justin, you just want to move forward? Practice reflexes. Yes, that's correct. Fast footwork techniques. Yes. Do you have something about benefit of sparring? The past few days we've been talking about benefits of Poomsae. No more benefit of Poomsae. Let's see what sparring is good for.
Yes, sir. For me, like the number one thing about sparring is it's really fun. I think that sparring is a lot of fun. It's something that eventually when you get to higher belt level, you can do. And honestly, sparring is the ultimate way that you can test what you've learned in Taekwondo. Because we learn all these kicks. We learn turning kick, we learn spinning turning kick, we learn footwork, right? But if you don't do sparring, you'll never actually get to test it out and to see how to apply what you've learned. So that's the number one thing, is to apply what you learn. But number two, right, I know someone said something about reflexes, and that's very true. So one of the most important things I've seen in sparring is that over time, right, because your ability to react to someone else's movements, right, and your reaction time, right, because of sparring, it actually goes up, right? So actually, I have a story from when I was young. I had someone threw a basketball towards the back of my head. So I didn't see it until the last second. I was turning around. The ball was about this close to my head, and I managed to leave. So this was after I started Taekwondo. So this is one example. Your reaction time, right? If it's fast, there's a lot of things that you don't know you can do. You just do, right? Because no one intentionally thinks, okay, I'm going to dodge it at the very last second, But sometimes, right, when your reaction speed is fast enough, right, from doing things like Taekwondo, it just happens, right? So this is something that you'll notice, right, the more you do things like sports, and especially martial arts specifically, is that your reactions to things like, things flying at your face, right, or, you like about to fall down, you'll notice that the speed at which you react actually gets a lot faster. But, it's over time.
Very good. Thank you. Instructor Justin, do you have something about sparring for us?
So I'm just going to reiterate and expand on what Master Kenneth said about sparring being a place you can apply what you've learned in class. So in class, we've taught you all of the basic kicks, your turning kicks, your shifting in, shifting out, your counter kicks, all of that. But in sparring, we don't tell you what to do. Your opponent and you are locked in this little match, and you have to decide what you're going to do. You get to apply, okay, so I've learned this in class. This is when I can do this is when I can do that. And you know what? Sometimes you get it wrong. You get kicked. You think, this is the time not to do that. So it really lets you stay true to what Taekwondo was right at the start, where it was actually a martial art. You use it to fight, right? So it's a fight. You learn what to do and when not to do certain things, and you end up developing a lot of your own style too. You get a little bit messy. It's not textbook beautiful 1, 2, 3 turning kicks, and you get to develop ways that work for you and ways that you know how to adapt to different people. And I think as a fighter, as a martial artist, it's really valuable to spar and learn those new techniques and expand your repertoire up here, because there are a lot of things that an instructor can't say, but sparring can teach you, or getting kicked can teach you. Okay, so that's all I have to say about sparring.
Very true. Thank you, Instructor Justin. Thank you. Everybody's good. Learning self-defense, speed, technique, footwork, all of these are true when you're sparring. Sparring, I would say, by far is the hardest component of Taekwondo or any martial arts. You can learn, you can kick target all day, right? You can kick the air all day, but you won't know when to use it until you spar. You won't build that timing. You won't learn how to counter. You won't experience the real movements because you're facing someone who's pushing the pace back and forth, right? Sometimes he's fast coming in, sometimes standing still, sometimes you don't know. You don't know what's going on in your opponent's head. So you spar. So you learn, that's the benefit. You learn so many techniques in Taekwondo, a lot of kicking, but applying them. If you don't apply them, then I don't see point of learning it, right? Other than doing exercise, It's just like you go learn, read book, how to drive, and just sit back there and just pretend you're driving. You won't learn until you actually drive and start the car and then go to the street and go left, right, and then get nervous. So it's a big event. Sparring is a big event. And once you go through it, you build a lot of confidence. The most benefit out of sparring you get is confident. You become very confident. You're like, oh, now I can take care of myself. Now I know my distance. Now I know how to do that roundhouse, how to do that back kick I learned for a long time, right? So there are so many benefits to sparring. It's a great exercise. It's the most tiring workout. You spar like 3 rounds of 2 minutes, you'll be like super tired. It's an amazing workout. You'll be in good condition. You have to be in good condition, otherwise you can't spar. You'll be tired after 2 rounds. You get in best shape, right? So some of you are beginners, but you have to know the benefit of it once you start sparring. Fortunately, sparring now, it's way safer than it used to be. You wear full sparring gear, from head to toe you covered, and you practice slowly. Here at Third Eye, we teach step-by-step sparring. We don't throw you to a big fight all of a sudden. You learn slowly as you move up in your rank, and you build technique and skills as you move up. So these are some of the benefits of sparring, and I can talk about sparring benefits all day, but I leave some for tomorrow and maybe some for next week. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you for joining the class today. I hope you had a good class, and I hope in the future you become one of those people who spars Taekwondo, builds confidence, and becomes nicer person outside. Right? I'll talk about that next time, what I mean by that, okay? All right, thank you very much. Chariot, 감사합니다. Thank you guys.
Bye, guys.